So, you guys have made your way upstairs. You find yourself in... actually, I need to do a thing where I move this fellow.
What's this over here?
That...
Oh, I was going to sit at that table. Yikes.
Well, no, that's fine. He will be... So, what is sort of not really... what am I missing? Because there's something... Oh.
A bartender?
Oh, I see how it is. Right, okay. So, he is standing in the corner, polishing glasses as you walk in, and you see this, these shelves full of some different alcohols of a sort of rot gut whiskeys and some better beers, ales, the whole shebang. And this knightly character is seated at this table, and he is cleaning his sword, getting the blood off of the blade, which you have to do before.
Do I have to do it with my sword?
No, yours actually drinks the blood right off.
Okay, that's what
Yep.
That's not suspicious.
A black blade that never stains or decays. And you,
I kind of know where you're getting the sword idea from. I got to that point.
And
Critical Role.
Oh, dead honest, I stopped listening to Critical Role.
Oh, I'm talking about season 1. I'm listening through that right now.
Oh yeah, that's good. Anyway,
I know where he got the idea for my monocle.
Oh, now that would be an interesting discussion.
Directly from Lord of the Rings.
Bar? To what do you reference?
The dagger. The dagger that glows when orcs are near.
Oh, yeah. No.
I still don't know why it glows.
I don't either.
So you make your way upstairs, and you see the scene before you. This appears to be a bar, a very small sort of tavern/kitchen area. Everything is kept mostly. All of the glasses and such are kept clean, but the rest of it's kind of dusty, like you would expect from a Western style tavern in our world. Sort of a in all the cowboy movies, you see your John Wayne stuff. They go into the bar and it's a dust floor and everything's a little bit covered in dirt and grime, and it's a lot like that. How do you proceed?
Hey guys, let's grab a table over here.
Thanar
Grabs the
follows.
table.
Yeah.
All these things tiny.
And you'll be here for a little while when the two fellas come up and join the night eventually, sort of hanging out.
Hey guys, what was that dude's name? I forgot it.
We weren't introduced, so you don't need to know his name.
Yeah, he never introduced.
Gotcha. He's an
The worst part is that you're the guy who keeps the notes.
You should see my notes for the past couple sessions.
Are
I think the
they
last
0?
one is like 2 sentences. One of the sentences is Fitz gets pissed off, but like that, the joke I made earlier, but that's actually in the notes. Yeah.
Just no
not
context.
Oh, he gets fitzed off or whatever. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys. What are we thinking about this deal?
A month is a long time to stay here. We've already stayed in one small town for a long time. Isn't that why we went to Waterdeep in the first place, for something a bit more grand?
I mean, it is only a month though.
This one doesn't even have Sildar.
I really don't know much about Sildar. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how good he was.
The short humanoid in the corner will look into the glass he's polishing. He looks perturbed slightly, and he takes another strike at it with the cloth and does it again. This seems to satisfy him, and he puts it back into the cabinet and then walks over to you. Yeah, sure, what'll it be? Mr. Luck over yonder told you that it was drinks around the house for your help, and you're welcome to anything in this particular cabinet over here, as long as I get it for you. Don't go helping yourself.
Just
Any
give
sort
me
of
like
dark
a
ale.
general ale. Give me a general ale.
What's the daily special?
He looks at you. The house grog.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I'll have water, thanks.
He'll nod, and he'll avail himself to the cabinet directly behind you, and we'll start fixing your drinks over here. He is within earshot if you wish to talk to him, but otherwise he sort of appears focused.
So,
However, Cyran, I'm not opposed to causing some mayhem in the swamp.
did
Yeah,
we
that sounds
just
like it's up your alley.
did we just see this building, or were there other buildings around? Was it a small
Just this
settlement?
building. There may have been a little hut off to the side for firewood and the like, but it's just this building.
Okay.
Wait, the company that like gave us our things, what are they called?
Helm's
Because
Hold.
we were the Helmshold, but that's like the town name, right?
Well, Helm's Hold is the yes. It's also the name. So Helm's Hold is a fortress, like a giant fortress that
Okay.
has sort of become a town. Right? So it's like if there's a fortification built in the middle of nowhere, and then a lot of people come to it for protection, eventually a town builds up around it, right?
Yeah.
Outside of its walls. And because it is the headquarters of a religious organization, you know, it gets a lot of religious folks, but most Helmites, people of Helm, are martial, very combat oriented. So it sort of just grew into a knightly order.
Okay. But what's like, is the group called Helmshold that hires us?
The group that
Like, is that how I would refer it as?
yes, or you could also just refer to them as the Everwatch Rangers.
Okay.
So if you are not a knight or a paladin or a cleric of the Holy Order of Helm, you are not of the Everwatch Knights, which is sort of the Everwatch. The Everwatch Rangers is an adventuring guild. The Everwatch Knights are religious protectors of the realm.
Okay. Well, I think this job might be a good idea. Like Helmshold would like it. This is right up their alley for what they want us to be doing.
I'm still not too big of a fan of the swamp.
Is that a short joke?
I mean, what?
That sounded like
I'm
a
gonna-
short joke.
I'm gonna kill a man.
Did I say a short joke?
No, he said he's not too big a fan of the idea.
Oh.
Pete will return. He has two tall glasses of some dark liquid with a golden head on it. And then he will come around to Fitz, and he will hand you a whiskey with water.
Oh.
So a nice brown ass water.
Oh. Thanks.
Yeah, you got some hair on your chest. So, couldn't help but overhearing. It all Mr. Luck offer you a job around here?
Yeah, he did.
Hmm.
He wants us to help trim down the frogs out there, push them back, scare them a little bit.
Yeah, nobody knows where the main frog village is. That'd be great to get rid of, but yeah, they sort of spread out throughout. Have you seen the swamp? You came down from the north, right?
I tried to not look at it. It was not a pleasant sight.
You wouldn't be the first to do that. It's miles and miles of untenable swampland. Used to be a vast civilization out there, a kingdom. It was brought low by dark magics.
He
Yeah, but
also
now
wants
it's just
some help,
home to some who knows what's out there. There's giant frogs and crazy frogmen, bullywugs they're called. And then, other things. There's some good folks out that way, too, I'll tell you that much. There's a nice old lady lives in the swamp. She said she's out there collecting ingredients for potions and tinctures and herbal remedies and the like.
Do the frogs not give her any trouble?
I hadn't considered that. She's not been around these ways in a while.
Oh my god.
Jesus fuck.
Even Thanar looks slightly mortified.
She's probably capable of taking care of herself. She does some weird trickeries and magic, I imagine.
So it might be worth having someone go out there and check up on her.
Now that you mention it. Yes. Yes, that would be a real good thing to do. I'll be right back. And he runs downstairs. And he disappears.
Well, depending on how far away she lives, would you be okay to check on her cabin, Fitz?
As long as we're not in the swamp for too long.
Thanar shoots
Also-
a wink at Cyran.
Also, Thanar, the bar looks open right now if you want something.
Thanar.
I got what I need right here. And I'll hold up his glass.
Okay.
You'll hold up his glass?
My glass, fuck you.
That's very kind of you to do that for him.
Can you pour it down my mouth as well?
Easy. This is a PG-13 stream.
That's pretty PG-13.
Yeah, that's PG-13. Not sexual in any way.
Can I spit in your mouth while we're at it?
There we go. There we go. Got there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. It's been grand. Remember to tip your waitresses.
I think he's telling us
Only
we
your
should tip
waitresses?
our bartender.
The night fellow will approach. You say, "What ho, fellow travelers? That was fair fighting I saw out there from the three of you, and most fortuitous."
Sure. It wasn't hard.
You guys looked like you were holding your own.
Yes, well, it's always good to have another arm at the tiller, I always say. So, what brings you to these parts?
Passing through to Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. We are also on our way down there. Taking a shipment of goods, you know. Just general road work. Pays decent as long as you can get work. And as always, someone needs something sent somewhere. He laughs heartily.
Have you been harassed at all by the frogmen while traveling down through here?
Oh, no, I can't say that we have. It's been fairly uneventful until we stayed here for the night. We've been having trouble lately, I hear. We were lucky enough to have spent the evening. We had planned on leaving tomorrow, but I don't know. We probably still will. They offered us a job, but we already have one, unfortunately.
I mean, would you be interested in that other job if you didn't have your current job?
What?
That's a great point, would you?
He'll lean against the table and think. Well, I metal armor does not do very well against the muck, but yes, I think it would be doing a good job, doing a good thing for these fine businessmen who find themselves in a rough situation. It would be worth everyone's time to take their precautions, of course, but, well, you should always take precautions before taking on any job. Wouldn't you say?
If we
You
remember
take
to.
Thanar
precautions before
shrugs.
taking a job as a radio announcer in the 50s?
The 50s? Why, I
Radio.
don't know what you're talking about.
Goodness.
I mean, if you're interested in helping them out, I mean, I haven't talked to these two, but we're going to Waterdeep. We can deliver that. Deliver your goods to wherever they need to go.
That's generally not how contracts work, but I appreciate it.
I tried, guys.
It wouldn't do us much good as an organization to allow our
Handle-
own cargo to wander off. Do what?
Thanar's just like shaking his head at Cyran.
Yeah. He's like, oof.
I was a fan.
I thought it was a good idea. It's free
High-
money, and
High
we're
class
going there.
thievery.
That is a
I mean,
business. That's a high quality business proposition.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you
Literally,
get to,
we were going there anyways, just make money.
yeah, you took this shipment us about half the way. We'll take it off your hands so you can take a new job and not get paid for the first one.
I thought he'd be more worried about the potential of just like stealing all that shit.
Oh, listen, I got to the first problem with that plan,
Ah, gotcha.
right? The list continues.
Maybe he was dumb. Maybe he's Cyran. Maybe
Maybe it
just
was
say yes.
Cyran.
Yeah, it wasn't Flame, it was Cyran.
I'll have you know, I have very high charisma.
Yeah,
He
so
can get away
It
with saying
shows. It
anything.
shows.
Is that- we all do, buddy. We all do. He will say, well, are you thinking about taking the position?
What was that?
He says,
You cut out.
are you three thinking about taking the position?
Not really.
Potentially.
Not really.
Let's put it this way. Some of us are.
Work is work.
Yeah, you could
Unless it sucks.
do a lot worse than 75 gold for some cleaning and preparation for the winter and frying up some frogs' legs.
Wait.
We have to remember, Gear is nerfing our gold for the next little bit.
He nerfed our gold for the past 14 sessions. and then he
Listen up,
bumped it
you
once.
punks. I boosted your gold.
You boosted it once!
I boosted it exactly 3 times.
I like making fun of you more, though.
Yeah.
So how much would we actually get if it wasn't nerfed?
It isn't nerfed. This is back to
Yeah, no, I
standard.
think this is neutral. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember, standard was already default nerf. Remember? I'm just messing with you.
But
What
remember,
is-
it's 75 plus room and board for
Yeah.
That's true.
X amount of time.
But it's room and board in a place where we don't really want it.
I mean, I like the building.
I think we
neat.
may
For
be
how
interested in
long?
a bit more of a risky endeavor than innkeeping. But the swamp does hold some promise for risky endeavors.
And it was a home to an old civilization. Maybe we'll find something cool out there.
That's a dangerous idea, to be sure. But there's always stuff in old ruins, to be certain. I don't know that I would go as far as to explore the depths of the bog, but if that's what you want to do, it's all up to you.
Oh, if we go into the bog, we can become the bog boys for a couple sessions.
The
I mean,
bog
we are the
boys.
we are the ever-changing namers, so it makes sense.
Well, either way, I shall get back to my party, and I hope you have a good remainder of the night. If you need anything from us, please don't hesitate to ask. You have a good night, and he will return to his table.
Gonna lean to Cyran and say, "Do you think he'd read us bedtime stories?"
No,
Worth asking.
I. Why'd you ask me, not Thanar?
Because I don't know, because you were next to me.
He's also whatever.
He's
Okay,
like 6 feet tall. I have to like stand on the table to talk to him, dude.
I'm not standing on my chair.
Does Cyran feel upset that Fitz has never asked him to read him a bedtime story?
No,
It's like you've got all these books. It'd be real easy.
they're not really bedtime storybooks. I'm gonna be honest.
I can think of one that is.
Listen,
They're
from
bed
the
stories.
from the list of the things you told me, they are only bedtime stories.
What? Did I give you a list? Didn't I only say one book?
One is a list if you
think-
try hard enough.
You can make an empty list.
What is a list if you turn the name letters sideways?
Not a word.
We're really not going anywhere this game.
I think this might be worthwhile because it's a modest pay. We don't buy anything because it's free, and there's a lot of stuff that can go good in that bog that can make us even more money.
It's at this
I will
point.
agree to staying here if we venture out into the marsh.
Oh, for sure.
It's at this
We're not
point
just
that the half-orc, whose name you haven't asked, and the
He didn't
short
ask for ours
humanoid.
either, so it's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh.
I mean, to be honest, it's his inn.
And we're his customers.
Yeah. He will say.
Customer's always right.
He'll
so.
walk up to the
Let's
table.
stop being petulant.
He'll walk up to the table. Pete here has reminded me of something that I forgot. That old lady who lives in the swamp. I've lost the accent part of the gravel. Used to stop back around this way. No, last time she was here was a couple of months ago, actually. I've not seen her in recent times. I don't think she's got a whole lot of trouble with the frogs. At least she's not complained about it before. But it would probably be worth having someone go out and check on the old woman.
How far away is she?
Do what?
How far away does she live?
Oh, maybe a mile or 2 or 5 inside of the borders of the swamp. Couldn't
So
pay
that's
me enough to live that deep in, but such is the way of things, I guess. Wow.
Bless you.
Yeah. Hit a button.
Stick to the higher tones.
Nope, I'm
higher
good.
pitches.
Nope, I'm good. Realism, it's important.
I'm dying.
That's what I get for a youth of drinking. Don't smoke, kids. It's bad for your health.
Maybe if you chain smoked for a while, you could do this.
Listen, honey, I don't need anybody to tell me about how I should be smoking.
That seems like a doable distance to travel. Especially in this marsh.
So here's the deal. You stay.
I'm gonna look at Fitz.
And the half orc is speaking, and he'll say, "Here's the deal. You stay around here, go into the swamp, make sure the old bat's okay. Maybe Find some of them frogmen and put the fear of God into 'em. Come back here. Give me a hand around the place, building up the walls, making sure we can survive the winter months. There's 75 gold in it, room and board included. Do we have an accord?
I think it's fair. How about you two?
I'll nod.
What do you think, chat? Should they stay in the swamp or move on?
Well, actually,
Jakes. Imagining
So,
people are listening.
Fit doesn't want to stay in. He'll do the first part, but
yeah, I was actually just gonna ask.
the second part, he's like,
Dude, but downtime activities.
How long do you think all these repairs will take?
With the three of you and the three of us, I can't imagine more than a month. That'll put you travelling on to Waterdeep in the colder months, but it should be fine as long as you don't stay anywhere else along the road too long. Only place worth staying before you hit Waterdeep is Thornhold, dwarven fortress, probably the last bit of civilization before Waterdeep.
I think we may be hoping to move on a little sooner than a month's time, but we are certainly willing to go and check on the lady who lives in the swamp.
and smack some frogs around.
Well, I'll have to rethink the negotiations, because I definitely need these walls fixed, but if you'll do that, there's probably something in it for you.
And to be fair, me and this guy, point at Fitz, aren't the most constructive type.
It doesn't take much to swing a hammer, son.
Takes a bit more than 3 feet.
That might be true. But, all right, well, think it over, and we'll go ahead and say that you are heading into the swamp at some point.
Can you repeat that?
He said, think it over. Until you think about the rest of his plan, he's going to assume that you're heading into the swamp at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. He says that he will, throw in your room and board for the night for going and checking on the old lady. And then he will pay you an amount of gold that I will determine at a later date for each, each frog's eye you bring him.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's dope.
How are we supposed to preserve those? He says that I
It's like-
immediately run outside and start carving eyes out of the burning corpse.
wait, hold on. Frogs have 2 eyes. So
Yeah.
is he like?
He's
Is he
not
so-
stupid.
He's
Why
taking
doesn't
he's taking that
No.
into account.
He's a dumbass.
Why doesn't he go for frog tongues or something?
I mean, how do you tell a frog tongue?
It's long as fuck.
Yeah, by taste generally.
On hearing you ask how you would preserve them, the short humanoid will go over to his thing, and he will open the cabinet down at the bottom, and he will pull out a large jar of some weird yellowish substance, and he will set it down on the table, and he'll say, "If you want to keep them worth keeping, you could put them in there. It should preserve them at least until you get back."
Yeah, that'll work. And I'll take the jar.
Okay.
If you want to carry a jar all the way, but okay.
I mean, I'll throw it in
Thanar
the
doesn't have a
fucking
problem
bag.
because he's not carrying it.
One large jar.
Okay.
Fitz
Good.
physically can't, so it's fine.
They will say, "All right, then. Well, I imagine when do you expect to be heading in?"
Wait, what'd you say?
When do you expect to be heading in?
What time of day is it?
Probably at dawn.
First thing tomorrow morning. If we can get this gnome out of bed.
Men of action, I like to hear that. All right, well, let me see here. Right this way to your rooms, and he will lead you down the stairs.
Wait, does this staircase right here, does that go further up?
No.
No, I don't remember seeing the stairs at the bottom. That's why I asked.
They are there. They lead up to this level.
Okay.
Yep. And he will, if you're ready to go with him, bring you over to probably this room. No, this room in the corner. Everybody can move themselves there.
I'll finish down my drink and go into this furnitureless room.
Fitz, did you finish your drink?
Your whiskey water?
He finished about a third of it, and then he magicked it away.
Okay. All right. You walk into the room, and what you see is a plainly decorated room with 3 beds lined up against the walls, and 3 small nightstands or dressers of a sort lined up next to them. A lantern, a desk, standard sort of hotel room stuff like you've seen in Western movies, them getting a room at the inn, and it's this little simple thing, all the stuff you would expect.
I feel like Gear drastically overestimates how many Western movies I've watched.
Just think of Westworld minus the murder or minus the technology
Oh
and the
my
murder robot.
stars. Just watch some John Wayne, guys. It's good for you.
Okay, so I'm
Says
going
the
to lay down
Hitler.
in the first bed. It's a little too hard.
Okay, what do you do then?
I'm going to go to the second bed.
How's that?
It's too soft.
Oh, man, that's disappointing. Well, there's
And I
luckily
lay in
there's
the
one
second
bed left.
because I like soft beds, so
Oh, you stay there?
yeah, I stay there.
Nice.
Nice.
Right.
Then I was gonna take the first bed.
All right.
He's gonna look at Cyran. What was wrong with that first bed?
It's too hard.
Cyran's gonna go lay down on it.
Now, what does the third bed look like?
The third bed
race
is a magical princess
It's
bed.
a race car.
It's a magical princess bed with a canopy.
With a cannon fits. Fucking ecstatic.
The canopy is made of pink lace and even deeper pink bows.
Is the dude behind us still? Is he like waiting or did he walk off?
He can be if you have something
I was
fascinating.
gonna ask him where he got this from.
You know how sometimes people will bring things along the road, and then they don't pay the bills, and then you take things from them as payment?
Yeah?
That's where I got it.
That's interesting.
One last thing. Where should we find this old lady's cabin tomorrow?
Oh, I don't do a lot of dealings with it myself. That's more Pete's job. Well, Pete's pleasure, I think. He'll know where she is.
Thank you. We'll ask him in the morning.
Have a pleasant night, gentlemen. And he will retreat to his office.
I'm gonna look at Cyran. Maybe that explains why Pete was so worried.
But he didn't seem on top of things. I don't understand how he did not realize that old lady wasn't coming in for a while.
It's a setup.
And so the night continues. Sleep takes you. Death does not.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. And you wake up the next morning, which is probably a mistake. You
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, a rooster wakes you up. Thanar's probably already up. Cyran, Fitz. It's the rooster in the front yard that does. And you are free to move about the country.
I'd probably be up too because I only need to sleep 4 hours.
Oh, nice. Then you may move yourselves to the kitchen for a breakfast of warm oatmeal seasoned with cinnamon and dried fruit. All right, I'll do it. Bunch of lazy good-for-nothings. These gentlemen you meet on the first floor as you head down. They are loading their horses, checking their wagons, and they will be leaving immediately. Got to get on to Waterdeep, you know. Can't keep the customer waiting.
Of course, safe travels.
And to
Hopefully
you,
we'll
my
see you
friends, be careful out there in the swamp. There are things forgotten to time out there. I've heard terrible stories. Be careful.
We shall head upstairs.
All right. Boop. And now what?
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, yes. Yes, what can I do for you?
Could you give us directions on where we can find the old lady's cabin?
Oh, let's see now. And he will he'll sit down next to you here at this table and say, "Let me see, what's the best way? So if you get back out on the road and head north for about 10 minutes or so, it'd probably be a quarter of a mile. Then you head into the swamp at due west, I think, would probably get you there. And travel for a good hour at standard speed. You could probably... yeah, and he will just, in the most horrible, just interminable hick way of telling you places... Is it a thing where y'all are that you ask someone where something is and they're just like, well, you go down to the cow on the corner and you turn left?
I was about to ask if there was a person that you're taking your anger out at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, you go down and when you see the red cow on the corner, you want to turn right at that. Now, if you hit the green outhouse, you've gone too far. And then when you turn right, you want to go down to Mrs. Smith's restaurant. Now, it's not called Mrs. Smith's. It's actually called Betty's. But Betty doesn't work there anymore. She used to back in the 80s. And that's where it got its name. But she went off and you just never get the directions.
No, usually they're like, here's the address. Put it in your phone.
Yeah, that's the modern interpretation. It's an older crowd what does the thing that I am describing. But he will give you directions, and you can get out that way. You know where it is. Eventually, the half-orc, who you will eventually learn is named Bog Luck, will join you. And you may ask any questions you like of either of these gentlemen before you head out.
I'm ready to head out.
All right. And so you do. You make your way... Oop, no. All right, fine. Back out onto the road.
On the road again.
Yeah. And like Pete told you, you head north and then carve into the swamp, and it is as bad as you imagine. There is hip-deep mud on either side of the main path that you can find. And eventually, you do find what looks like a footpath that used to be in a lot better shape. and you stick to that for a while, and it takes you deep in, and the smell is that scent of rotting leaves and a bit of sulfur, and it's dark, and you just feel off, like something's not good in this place. It looks and feels like Mirkwood from the Hobbit movies.
Yep.
P.S. I went down to half armor.
Okay, good to know. And you make your way through, and eventually you find yourself coming to a bit of a crossroads. You all should find yourselves in the bottom right-hand corner of this map.
Indeed.
And it is wet and sticky, and you can smell the must of fungus in the air.
So in musicals when you're watching, you hear a line or something happens and you're like, oh, I feel a song coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in D&D when you go to a new place and there's a new map, you're like, oh, I feel a combat coming on.
Dude, what if he just makes us walk across this map and nothing happens?
Dude, I get so psyched out.
And then he does it again. And then he does it again.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no way
like
he'd do that.
the rest of this campaign has no combat in it at all.
And then just like the sixth time, there's like something in a tree, but it's not actually an enemy.
Like
Yeah.
an owl.
And we kill it.
I'm just a tree. Yes, I'm only a tree.
And then the tree comes alive and eats Fitz.
Nice. I like this.
You
So,
like Vor?
no. If a tree eats you, it's natural reclamation. So you find yourselves here in this this murky bog, and there's untold numbers of strange and probably unhealthy versions of mushrooms under the canopy. And I finished this map last night. So
Looks good.
how do you proceed?
I mean, I'm gonna keep walking because I know nothing. I noticed nothing different about this bog.
Sure.
All I know is I've been given a map.
Okay. Well, you can make your way to let me see. Let me get on the right dadgum. Can you move yourselves? There we go.
Yes.
All right.
Ooh, touching myself.
So
Don't.
you get to here. Which direction do you go?
Left.
Okay.
I'll have you know, I've never not gone right.
So Thanar just keeps going left. And Cyran goes right. And Fitz buries himself in the
No.
trees.
And Fitz gets eaten by a tree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow Thanar.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand here for.
I
a
was
bit,
in front. I didn't notice Cyran left.
Yeah, that's fair. Fitz, however,
Swamps are
did.
loud, you know.
It's
Fitz like what? I like look at you like what the hell, and Fitz like signals like come over here.
Get over
Like-
here.
He like turns and he's waiting. He's like looking at you like, dude, what?
I wanted to go right.
Well, Thanar pulled a Thanar and he's going left.
I reluctantly follow at like half speed.
Aw. All right. So, like, how far away... Stop moving, Thanar. How far away do you get from Thanar, Fitz?
About this far. Seems fair.
Yeah. Okay.
I am moving slow. The swamp, after all.
Is this rough terrain?
No, it's fairly standard. Okay. You are here when Thanar, you get... Whoop.
You get whooped.
Yeah, you get hit.
I get whooped.
You get whooped. You get hit by a dart. And
Ow.
it embeds itself in your neck.
Because nothing else exists in bogs and jungles except natives who shoot darts.
Does a 28 hit your AC?
No, sorry.
Okay. Does a 17 hit your AC?
Yes, because you win ties. I hate that you win ties.
Okay. So you take let's see what we got here.
Would you rather your AC just be 16 but you win ties?
Yes, I would actually.
You
I'm not even
take
kidding.
you take 4 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck, I knew there was gonna be a caveat to this.
All right. You are fine. You feel as the darts enter your neck a horrible sensation as something courses through your veins, and you see now that there are 2 frogmen poking their heads out of the water, holding small tubes. And I am going to need initiative from everyone.